Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Ruach Kodash. Yahweh being the true, almighty, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And his only begotten Son's name is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Ba'Hashem meaning in the name. Ruach is spirit. Kodash is holy. That is what I, of course, utter in the Paleo Hebrew. And the Lashon Kodash, which is the holy tongue. Of course, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Well, peace, salutation to all sincere Achim. They're out there, of course, risking their lives and freedom to bring out this Amath, this truth. All right. And for you sincere Achwathim, all right, sisters out there that, of course, listening, keep yourself, of course, in order and in subjection, under your husbands, if you have one. And, of course, be quiet within the churches, all right. To you, I say Shalom. It's Brother Mafba, Great Millstone Plating Tables Camp, located here in Great Babylon. Coming with a wee update. This is an article, or actually I have two articles basically stating the same thing. This is about, of course, the G7 summit. All right, so I'm going to go into it. This is off of Vox. It says the G7 summit, which these summits are when these nations, all right, come together. All right, these mountains, as in the scriptures, all right, they come together, mountains and hills. All right. It says Trump versus the world. It says it's usually a stuffy meeting defined by consensus, not this year. It says the annual G7, which means Group of Seven summit, kicks off in Quebec on Friday, which Quebec is in Canada. And the stage is set for a major showdown between U.S. and its allies. The leaders of G7, an informal bloc of some of the world's most powerful industrialized countries, including Germany, the UK, and Japan, get together every year to discuss collaboration on issues like global security and international economy and climate change. All right, which you don't have any of the Israelites, which consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, being represented at these summits, all right? Which goes to show you that we, of course, also are the Israelites, and that these nations are against the nation of Israel, all right? And they are in confederacy with each other. This is Psalms 83, and I'm going to start here at verse 2. It says, Psalms 83 and 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. And that's the nation of Yashala. All right. They, of course, take a crafty counsel. They're very sly. All right, they're devils. All right, they're deceivers. Starting with, of course, the nation of Edom, which is the so-called white man. All right, they, of course, oppress the Israelites, have us here in Great Babylon. And, of course, we are amongst the rest of these different nations where we've been scattered amongst. And, here we're not being told we are the Lord's chosen people. All right, it's only through the prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai being woken up. Starting, of course, by our elders and apostles at Great Millstone, their elders of, beforehand, are waking us up to our heritage. All right. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And, of course, you can read later on, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, meaning the house of Edom, all right, and the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, and the Hagarenes. And you go into it, you have all of these different heathen nations outside of the nation of Israel that are against us, all right. And that's why you have these different summits where they, of course, discuss all these different things. All right, global security, that's dealing with Israelites and such, all right. International economy, of course, they have the coming cashless society, which is going to be implemented fully with the RFID microchip, all right, which is going to bring forth the new world order, where the so-called white man, so Edom, is going to try to chip everyone, to, of course, try to of course, get the birthright back, but it's not gonna happen. All right. It says in climate change. It says at the end of the summit, they aim to sign a joint statement detailing the policy positions and intuitives they agree upon. But there's a decent chance that might not happen this year. That's because President Donald Trump has so badly rattled the other members with a recent heavy steel and aluminum tariffs, which is a tariff is a tax. All right. He, of course, recently, I believe in the past week, he had brought forth these different sanctions and such. All right. He's just on a rampage, and this is going to bring forth the anger of these different nations. All right, which I'm going to go into that right here real quick, just to make this a quick lesson that's not long and drawn out. This is Revelations, the 17th chapter. All right, and I'm going to go to the verse verse 16. All right, Revelation 17:16, it reads, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast," all right, the 10 horns that represents you have the EU, all right. The beast, of course, is NATO and the EU, all right, collectively. It says, "And they shall hate the whore." All right, the whore, of course, is America, all right. It says, "And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Which the understanding of the scripture is that these different the NATO and the EU, these allies of course America, they're going to of course turn on America and shoot their ICBM fire upon it. Okay. Why? Because of things like this, these different sanctions and such that are being placed upon them, these different tariffs. All right, America want to, of course, take all the resources out of these different countries. All right, and they're dealing with these different countries treacherously. All right, it says France and Germany have warned Trump they won't sign the final agreement unless the U.S. makes some major policy concessions. Also, when you go into it, you had the recent the Iran deal. All right, America, all right, pulled out of the Iran deal. All right, which a lot of these nations, still, of course, are keeping within, you would say, their deal with Iran. All right, they didn't pull out. All right, so that's another reason why these nations hate America. All right, America can't be good on anything that they actually put their word to. All right, they're the devil, the deceiver, meaning the so-called white man, actually. All right, Slovakia. All right, the devil is a so-called white man. America is Great Babylon. All right, so say here, I'm gonna go right here. This is on RT. It says, according to media reports, even as late as Thursday afternoon, Trump was rethinking his presence at the G7 meeting, telling advisors that it would be no point in attending the event since the U.S. would be outnumbered on key issues. The summit comes after Trump slapped tariffs on steel and aluminum and withdraw the U.S. from the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, actions which enraged Washington's allies. And you had Emmanuel Macron. He's I believe the French president. He had ended up stating this. He says the president may not mind being isolated, but neither do we mind signing a 6-country agreement if need be, because the 6 countries represent value. They represent an economic market which has the weight of history behind it, which is now a true international force. So you have these different nations that are willing to not deal with America, and they're slowly, of course, moving away and afar from dealing with America. All right, and of course with Russia and China and you say Japan, all them these nations are they're all gonna turn and shoot at America. All right. Let's go into some more scriptures. All right. This is Obadiah 1. All right. First chapter. It's only one chapter long. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord Yahweh, concerning Edom. That's you so-called white people. All right. The nation of Edom. All right. That's who you are. All right. Because Edom is Adawam in Hebrew, which means red. All right. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh. The ambassador has been sent among the heathen. Arise, and it's like, arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. All right, and you damn devils are definitely greatly despised, and you can see it. You know, you have Egyptian against Egyptian here. All right. You know, these different nations are just coming up against each other. All right, when they're all Esau anyway. All right, for the most part. All right, like Britain and most of these EU nations and such. All right, it says, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. You know, y'all of course come from the Caucasus Mountains and such, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who will bring me down to the ground? Thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars. Hence will I bring thee down, said Yahweh. All right, and the Lord is going to bring you down. All right, simple as that. All right, I'm gonna go down to verse 7. Verse 7 says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee down even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevail against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. All right. So, you know, you damn Edomites is going down. All right. You know, you could clearly see everything is coming together in prophecy. All right. Very well. All right. You know, if you can understand these scriptures. All right. Just how we understand these scriptures here at Great Millstone. All right. This is Jeremiah 30:16, and it reads, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. And you know, you have all of these different heathen nations that have they are adversaries, they are our enemy, and of course they have spoiled us. All right, robbed us, took our land, you know, heritage again from us and all. All right, and you know, pretty much you know, they want to of course keep us in oppression. All right, so anyway, you know, you see beautifully, you know, the prophecies coming all together. All right, it's wonderful, it's beautiful. All right, just to see, you know, so, you know, hopefully you're edified. You know, this is a short lesson. The G7 summit, Trump versus the world. All right, Babylon versus the world. All right, and his allies. Hopefully you're edified. Until the next episode, I say shalom.